Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. It's a great sunshiny day in Richmond, Kentucky. We're here, obviously, as you all well know, to introduce our new women's basketball coach. But first, I'd like to introduce President Benson, who will come up and make a few remarks. President Benson.
Well, good afternoon. As Steve said, what a great day. This is a maroon letter day in the history of EKU athletics, and Coach Williams, we're delighted to have you here. As fate would have it, when the process of interviewing our candidates was unfolding, I was in China, maybe a country you've heard about, a lot of people over there, with some members of our faculty. We were signing some agreements with some universities over there. And so I always enjoy meeting candidates, especially our head coaching candidates. So I was very disappointed when I didn't have the chance to meet our candidates. But as I got back to campus, I could see the reaction to the announcement. I had a chance to speak to Coach Williams on the phone. And the reaction of her players, the coaches at Louisville, her friends, her colleagues, told me everything I needed to know about Samantha. And then this was confirmed when I had a phone conversation with her. I've had a couple of them, but this morning as I was driving back from Frankfurt, I said to her, Coach Williams, what really matters to you? And she said, really it comes down to my faith and my family. And her family's here today, and I can see that she's a product of her family. First, her mother, Thelma, who's a nurse, and I'd like to have them stand here in a second and be introduced. Scott, who teaches geometry at DuPont Manual High School, where Coach Williams went to high school. And her younger brother, I'm particularly fond of Michael because he's Michael, and he's the youngest. And he's a social worker at Humana. And think about that. Sam's a coach, her mother's a nurse, older brother's a teacher, younger brother's a social worker. There's a common denominator there, math terminology there. I'll stop there. But they're all in the business of helping people. And that says a lot about the family, and it says a lot about the coach we're getting. So I'd like the whole family to stand up and be recognized. I know Coach Williams will say more about her family, but I was just so impressed in just the short conversation I had this morning with her. I wanted to mention that. We entrust in our coaches, our head coaches, a lot, and the staff. So I look out and I see a lot of them here today, Coach Williams, and it says a lot about your colleagues that they're here to support you. We're here to support you, and I see our student athletes. They're excited. We're excited. And I want you to replace this with this, okay? You can get a lot more out of a vowel than you can a consonant, by the way. So welcome to the Big E family, to the Colonel family. We are a family here. This is a great day. Welcome, Coach Williams. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Benson. As he said, what a great day for Colonel Athletics. First, I want to thank President Benson, Senior VP David McFadden, VP Skip Daughtery, Faculty Athletics Representative Scotty Dunlap for their support in this search. It was a team effort, and that was the starting five, Coach. The next five, second, I want to thank Mark Howard. Mark, you're hiding somewhere. Where are you? Way in the back. That's Mark for you. Mark, who's the administrator for women's basketball. All I can say, Mark, is great job, outstanding hire. I appreciate the opportunity to have to work with you. Thank you, Mark. Third, I'd like to thank the entire athletic department, the University Counsel's Office, legal team, Human Resources Department, and leadership for their participation in this hiring process. They were just immensely supportive of our efforts as we went through this process to find our new coach. And that's much appreciated from the athletics department. You know, it was very clear from the beginning what we needed in a coach, the next coach at Eastern Kentucky University. Number one, we needed an individual that played the game. And Coach played the game at the highest levels. Number two, we needed an individual that was passionate, that you could tell in their soul and in the way they talk that they were very passionate about the game and teaching the game and working with young ladies to be successful. Third, we had to have somebody that understands recruiting and understands the Kentucky connection in recruiting. We have a lot of talent both in and out of this state, but we need to make sure that if there's a young lady in this state that wants to come and play at this great institution, that we give her every opportunity to come here and play. That doesn't mean we're not going to recruit outside of Kentucky, but if we've got young women close by, we want to get them involved so we can get their families and their extended families involved and fill up the stands. 4, an individual that has had success in coaching. And oh my goodness, what kind of success Coach Williams has had over the last 17 years in the programs that she's been in and around. And, you know, it's been a MO of me to try to give individuals a chance to see their dream come true. And that's being a head coach. And so we wanted to find an individual that wanted to be the coach at Eastern Kentucky University. And Sam, we knew that from the first time that we saw you and talked to you, that you wanted this job. And for that, we're very happy. You know, Samantha Williams, and to those of us who've gotten to know her, we call her Sam, because you can do that if you know Samantha. Her good friends call her Sam. That's one of the things I asked her in the interviewing process. I said, do you want to be called Samantha or Sam? She said, well, my good friends call me Sam, and from that time on, I've called her Sam. She played the game, as I said earlier, at a high-level premier conference. She spent her professional life building and recruiting connections in her home state. She was an assistant, like I said, at 17 years and went straight NCAA appearances, 17 straight, 10 trips to the Sweet 16, 6 Elite 8 appearances, and 2 Final Fours. That's a pretty good pedigree, guys and gals and ladies and gentlemen, and that's what we liked about Sam. You're going to have the opportunity today to see her passion firsthand, because no one, in my opinion, wanted this head coaching job any more than what Sam does. Let me be perfectly clear. We have hired the right person at the right time to do what's in front of us. And to do what in front of us is to rebuild our women's basketball program, and that's what Sam's going to do. So ladies and gentlemen, it's with great confidence and pride that I introduce to you the new women's basketball coach at Eastern Kentucky University, Samantha Sam Williams.
Wow. Look at this turnout. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about this university, I don't know what else will. Thank you all for coming out today. This is just amazing that you guys are taking the time out to spend time with us today. First and foremost, I want to thank President Benson. I know we didn't get to spend time during the interview process, but in speaking with you on the phone, I felt your passion for women's basketball, and that is one of the reasons why I know this is the right institution for me. Steve, what else can I say about you? You have been tremendous throughout this process. Your passion for women's basketball and where you want to take this is something that I'm on board with, and you're going to have 100% effort in doing that. Where's Mark? Mark, you're hiding in the back. Mark Howard throughout this process. I probably have called and texted him 50 times since when they called and offered me the job. And I can't say enough, I can't thank you enough for just being there for me. It's been a little bit of a whirlwind in trying to finish up at Louisville and our tournament run, but at the same time trying to take care of business here and get things going here. So I want to again thank the administration for allowing me to finish up at Louisville. I also want to thank the team for being here today. I know this has been a tough time, and I know the transition can be a little bit uneasy. I want to commend you on working hard in your postseason workouts and also taking care of business in the classroom. So again, I want to thank you. I can't wait to meet with you guys after this and really get to know you. So let's everybody give them a round of applause. As President Benson also talked about my family here today, my mom, who has been my #1 role model in my life, she lives her life with a grace and integrity that has been the foundation of my life. So Mom, I want to thank you for everything. My 2 younger brothers, Scott and Michael, while you all are family, I want to say that I consider you 2 of my best friends. So thank you again for all your support. Tamika, my future sister-in-law, I want to thank you for being here. If you guys would have seen her cheering at the Louisville games, you would have think that I was still a player. But you're not going to find a bigger fan. She's going to come and be a fan in the stands, and I want to thank you for all of your support. Zoe, my niece, wave your hand, Zoe. And my little nephew, Scott Jr. Wave your hand, Scott. So again, that's my family, everybody. Now, before I get, also, I want to thank my mentors and who have had a hand in helping me get to where I am today and to help prepare me for this opportunity. As Steve alluded to earlier, I have been fortunate to work for some of the best coaches in the country. I want to start off with Jeff Walls, who, as you know, is the head coach at Louisville, who I've been able to go to 2 Final Fours under him. And what he's been able to do at Louisville is nothing short of genius. And I think he's been a great role model for me in terms of building a program. And I tend to emulate him here with the fan base here at Richmond. So for all the fans out there watching, I can't wait to meet you and get this thing going. Joanne McCauley at Duke, she was also NCAA Coach of the Year. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity. Doug Bruno at DePaul, who was also one of my mentors. He's a 2-time Olympic coach for USA Basketball. June Olkowski, who gave me my first coaching job at Butler. I want to thank you for setting me on the right path to begin my coaching career. And then finally, Joe Champy, who was my college coach at Auburn. Thank you for believing in me, and thank you for bringing me into the Auburn family. Now, I won't talk too much more about Auburn because I know that's a sensitive subject in this area. When people ask me why Eastern Kentucky, I reply with the question, why not Eastern Kentucky? Why not Eastern Kentucky? Having grown up in this state and played high school basketball, I know how important basketball is to this state. And that same passion I know exists in this town of Richmond. Eastern Kentucky is a sleeping giant with the administration's support, the resources, and what I consider Richmond to be the best college town in the Ohio Valley Conference. Could we all agree? Now, there is no secret potion to how we're going to get this thing turned around. It's going to take a team effort. It's going to take you guys believing that we're good enough, okay? It's going to take us rolling up our sleeves and doing whatever it takes to get it done. It's going to take us believing that we're going to work hard, and we are going to turn this thing around. So I need everyone to believe in themselves. We can do this, okay? The track record to be successful here, it's happened here before with the success of Larry Joe Inman in the 90s. I want all alumni who have played for this program, the greats like Lisa Gooden, Marie Carpenter, Kim Mays, Christy Roberts. I want you all, when you come back here, I want you to feel like this is home, okay? I want to give a special recognition to Colette Cole, who has been very instrumental in this transition. She is a former colonel herself, and she wants what's best for the program, and she has helped in this transition tremendously. So Colette, where are you? My goal for this program is to build strong women, okay? I want them to be better when they walk through the doors. I want them to be better than when they walked in as freshmen. I want these student athletes to be servant leaders. I want them to ask themselves, is this what's best for EKU women's basketball? I want them to not only represent themselves, but their families, hometown, university, and the program. There's a quote that I often use with the young women that I coach, and that is, with great power comes great responsibility. And what that means to me is, it is a privilege to wear that Eastern Kentucky uniform. It is a privilege. And we have to do everything we can to honor that privilege by not only working hard, but possessing an attitude of gratitude. It is about we and not me. So again, I'm excited to get started. As I said before, it's been a little bit of a whirlwind, but with this output of support, I can't wait to get started. So with that, I'll open up any questions or.
If there's anybody in the crowd that wants to ask a question, media, we're going to have a separate thing for that shortly. But if there's any fans out there that have a burning question that they want to ask Coach, we'll take a few minutes for that, and then we'll conclude our press conference, and Coach will be in a separate area for the media for any questions that they may have later. Anybody got any questions? Come on, A.W., you got one.
I got a daughter that wants a cookie, so.
Okay. Go get her a cookie then. Greg, come on, as the voice of the colonel, you got a question.
Style.
Yeah, well, I know it's dictated by your personnel, but what would you like to do?
Style of play, it's going to be depending on the personnel, but my goal is to be competitive in this league, you got to score points. I'm not sure if you guys know the stats, but the top teams in this league average over 75 points a game. And so what that means is you're going to have to get the ball up and down the floor, but that also means you have to have the personnel that can do that. So we start in practice, which is going to translate in games, but my intention is to play a fast-paced style of play.
Any other questions from the fans? Presley, you got one? Oh. All right.
All right.
Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, I think now you can understand why we're so excited at Eastern Kentucky University for the women's basketball program in the future. So with that and us not having any more questions for Sam, I'm sure, like I said, we're going to have a media session here shortly. We will conclude this, and thank you all very much for being here. Thank you for being part of the athletic department and the institution as a whole, and go Colonels.